Hey folks, just wanted to hop on and do a quick video because I've had a lot of people say, aren't you going to take down that video of the young man who's now been identified as Nick Sandmann because, more information's come out. And I want to say and remind folks that the reason I did that video was to call out his smug behavior and the mocking behavior of the people around him to highlight what we as adults need to do better in teaching kids. So I didn't call for his life to be ruined. I just wanted us to think about how we raise equity. That's what my work is about. How do we have conversations with kids? How do we be adults in the lives of children so that they can have a better response to someone who thinks differently or brings peace differently? So a few things. Some people have said, oh, well, it's really because of the Black Israelites. It's their fault that these kids acted this way. I just want to be clear that what a Black Israelite says to you does not then absolve you of responsibility for mocking indigenous people. And some people feel really strongly that, oh, well, this changes everything because when we see the full footage, we see Elder Phillips coming towards the group. But that actually doesn't tell the full story, right? Because he came towards the group because he sensed that there might be a problem because this group of young white boys in MAGA hats was getting loud and hooping and hollering, and he was scared for those Black Israelites. And we can't dismiss the history of our society, but even in these past couple years, what has happened in the name of Make America Great Again, the racism, people's lives have been lost, people have been threatened. And so we have to be willing to see that that group of young white boys wearing those hats was intimidating. And if you don't experience it as that, if you don't experience it as intimidating, if you can't understand why someone would feel that way, if you don't get how Nick standing there looking smug and the boys behind him tomahawking might have been seen as provocative, then you don't have a friend of color who trusts you enough to tell you about their lived experience. And so I just want to come on to say, my bigger point was come get this child. And in the Black experience, in Black culture, that means whoever loves and cares for this child, come, gather them, teach them, guide them. And that's what my call was about. How do we as adults teach kids so that they have a different response than to stand smugly in the face of someone who brings peace differently? How do they have a different response to indigenous people than to mock them and jump around and do tomahawks? We need to do better. And that's what raising equity is about. How we can be adults in the lives of children and help them to live in a diverse society and work towards equity.